So here we have it, game number 2, ladies and gentlemen, and it is going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Currently 1-0 up. In the top right-hand position, we've got the blue Protoss player representing my insanity, Stardust. And his glorious opponent down to the lower right, the red Terran player representing AT Gaming, we have uThermal. uThermal up against Stardust. Game 1 was pretty damn tense because, let's face it, Stardust went for a proxy gate. One gate proxy into that cybernetics core, looking to go for a little bit of early aggression. It worked nicely, but uThermal, he played beautifully, repairing up his Hellion, maximizing its damage output and its potential in that game, kept him alive. Things then started looking quite good. A little counterattack didn't do too much, but what hurt was the fact that while both players were expanding, Stardust saw an opportunity to catch his opponent off guard and just walked on in, past the bunker, and just got in a position where, just with Stalkers alone, he couldn't be stopped. So that's how Stardust won game number 1. Just keeping a constant eye out for, can I just win moments? And finding one, and taking it. So, Deadwind is the map. Deadwind is typically a very macro-orientated map, or at least it should play out that way, because going up to 4 bases really isn't hard. Not for either of these two players. We see already uThermal is going to be taking his natural first, so he's gone CC first opening on this map. While the map isn't huge in terms of its overall size, look at the 4 base positioning. This is your usual third, especially in these spawn positions, it's crazy good. This is your usual third. You can then knock down these rocks. You could potentially even take that as your third if you wanted to. Some players probably would. I wouldn't be surprised to see actually uThermal deciding that's a better third base, at least initially. But even then, go up to 4 bases and you just really got to defend this area and be aware of drops potentially coming in. That's the only concerns you're going to have sitting there for you. So going up to 4 bases is not challenging in the slightest. Stardust putting a proxy pylon down right in the center of the map incredibly early on. Maybe going for a proxy Stargate. He does have enough gas in order to do so. Going with 6 probes and gas, his cybernetics core nearly done. And in the center here, this basically means that it's most likely Stardust can get the closest distance, because unfortunately for him, it's a 4-player map. All 4 spawn positions are possible, and as such, he doesn't know where his opponent is. So just going to chuck down... I'm assuming he's going to chuck down that Stargate. I'm assuming, and it is a big assumption. I just reckon he would. SUV goes past, not going to trigger the watchtower. That's quite an interesting choice. But there we go. Stargate is coming down. And Stardust now going to come over and check to see where his opponent is. Going to get a little bit of aggression on. uThermal, his first indicator that something's not quite right, will come when he gets up into the base. He sees no natural. First thing he's going to spot. Next thing he's going to spot, if he's able to get up there, which he may not. Okay, this is really important. Does get taken down. Now I need to see exactly what uThermal saw. uThermal did not see the gases. This is critical. He doesn't know to suspect that there's a tech-heavy opening. Doesn't see the 2 gases and goes, okay, well, Stardust is going something tech-heavy. He also doesn't see what built in here. For all he knows, over here, there was more gates. For all he knows, over here, there was some form of tech. He doesn't actually know that it's a proxy Stargate. There's no way to make him suspicious of that other than the fact Stardust doesn't have a natural yet. SCV going to take a couple more prods of damage. The Mothership Core and Stalker coming forward again is in some ways a bit of a guise. It's a bit of a red herring coming through here, because this is traditionally when a Protoss player doesn't really have that much, maybe going for quite a ground-based offensive. Going to try and do some damage. Otherwise, we've got a decent number of Marines chilling here. How many Marines are in total? 7 Marines, so that's enough to beat an Oracle one-on-one, but it means that this bunker really doesn't have much in it. The Stalker's once more just YOLOing it past the bunker, and Stardust getting some nice damage on. The Time Warp means that quite a few Marines are going to get taken down, and this damage is looking very, very nice at the moment. Through comes a few more Marines, but in the Time Warp, this Mothership Core does buy itself enough time to get away. The Oracle looping back around. I'm going to try and find any damage I can. It's still up at the moment, but only 2 kills. The Oracle, move it! Oh no, dead Oracle. Boom. Nice little green firework there. This is all looking good. A couple of SCVs going to get taken down as well. But yeah, as it all stands, this is a fairly normal game as things transition out. Stardust actually going... Well, okay, it's not a normal game. I take that back. I take it back a lot. Stardust is going up to 3 Nexi before the 7-minute mark. That was like 6 minutes 40. It was just like, I'll be 3 Nexus. Proxy Stargate into 3 Nexus. That's a build I like. It's going to work out quite well for him. In terms of punishment, combat shield is coming down, so that could signal a slightly earlier push coming through. The fact that stim hasn't been researched first just means that it's going to be a lot later. Combat shield with +1 can be a very, very interesting timing with a lot of Marines just moving across. It's also a very good defensive position, probably more so. Allows you to just sit back, and if a Protoss player tries to push in, causes problems. So Stardust going to be wanting to keep a look at everything coming through here. Could get a little bit of damage done. A few more workers going to kill. Oh, a mule that's just being dropped dies. That hurts. That's probably like, that's 225 minerals that are going to take a little bit longer to mine. Hurting the economy overall of uThermal. Better than picking off an SCV. Meanwhile, Mothership Corps slowly, steadily working away at those rocks. It's going to take a heck of a long time. 5 damage at a pop. But it's getting through. It's getting damage done. The Oracle, second Oracle this is, will be able to escape. It's got 5 kills so far. Marine count though, very, very high. Combat shield hasn't yet been revealed, but the fact that there's a heck of a lot of Marines there is going to be quite interesting. One shot from the missile turret manages to connect. That means that the Oracle now on critically low health. Got to be very careful of that, but the Marines coming forward. This is going to be an interesting timing push. Stardust, I don't believe, is prepared for this. May not even know it's coming. Should be able to see it shortly, though. When does he get the scout of all of these Marines with combat shield? Well, sending an Oracle forward, he should definitely be able to see it once he sees it with the Stargate. Okay, so he now sees a lot of Marines with combat shield, and this should immediately say, okay, something's up. That's not a normal timing of things that I expect to see. What's Stardust's response going to be? Well, he immediately chucks down a couple of additional gateways. 2 more gates coming through. Chrono boosting out +1. He's also trying to get Blink. Photon Overcharge. Got enough energy for 1. Remember, he used that Time Warp when he was aggressive nice and early this game. And that means that he's only got the 1 Photon Overcharge. Force fields are going to start playing a very important role. Taking out these rocks is critically important right now. 1 probe goes down. A couple more moving forward. Just trying to get a few more proxy pylons out. Still, the Oracle is alive, not racking up any more kills as of yet. That pylon buying a bit more time, and seconds are valuable to Stardust at the moment. It allows him to just grab a couple more units. Mothership Core wants to kind of chill in the middle between the 3rd and the natural base, just to make sure it can overcharge wherever needed. But it seems uThermal just decided, no, I don't want to go for this. It's too risky. Only sees at the moment that there are 2 bases, but must know by the fact that this is here rather than the natural, it is 3 very early on. Now, the concern for uThermal is that now he's sitting in a spot where it's like, well, hang on, my opponent's already up at 3 bases. I'm only on 2 and I've taken some economic damage. That hurts a lot. He's lost 10 workers to Stardust's Oracle harassment and various other things. And this actually makes it really quite sore, and it's going to make it very challenging to see how it's dealt with. 1 lone probe wandering forward. Going to go and chuck down a proxy pylon on this very, very thin little walkway over the top of quite a few bases on the right of Deadwin. The Oracle also going to be looking to try and get some damage. Still, we just got the Marines moving forward. Missile turrets, though, at both bases should be able to keep the mineral line fairly safe. +2 coming in. Blink is, of course, done, and charge now on its way. We should be seeing some kind of splash tech come through shortly from Stardust, either in the form of a Templar Archives in order to go up into either High Templar Storm or Archons, or he needs to start teching into Robotics Bay exceptionally quickly, because on Gateway only tech, this is going to start hurting. Especially with Stim so close to completion, just kicking in now. Scan goes down, sees the size of this army. Double medevac support, Stim Marine with combat shield is a very potent force. Need to wait and see when this engagement comes. Blink away, force fields are going to end up being quite important. Force field traps a couple of Marines here, not that many, but enough to get some damage down. And as any Protoss player will tell you, getting any damage down, any pokes and prods, preventing the engage, buying yourself more time is always going to be really important for you. Still though, these Marines, the medevacs getting poked, still more damage coming through. Nice little takedown here, a couple of time warps. The Concave very, very good at the moment for uThermal. Stardust though, he's got a lot of units here. They've got an upgrade advantage as well, or actually equal upgrades now. This is a trade that's going a lot better for Stardust, and uThermal knows it. uThermal had no 3rd base, so has no choice but to GG out there. And Stardust takes this game 2-0 and advances top of Group F.